GMGAGE, welcome to On the Block episode 53 with Huda. This is going to be amazing. There's so much stuff that I've got in my mind that I want to get off. But before we go over to Huda, let me check in with my brother Taddy. What is good? How's your weekend been?
Lucky, I'm good, man. Weekend was goaded. It's hot as fuck in LA, bro. Like 95 right now. And if anyone knows Los
Ooh.
Angeles, that is heat, hot heat. Like Armageddon type heat, but we keep it moving. And yeah, my
Uh,
weekend was good, man. Just a start to the new week. Can't believe August is almost over. It's fucking crazy, man. Time
where's time
flying by.
going, Taddy?
It's
Where's
flying
time
by.
going?
It's flying
Yo,
by.
we started this streaming stuff, right? We were doing
Yeah.
spaces a long time ago. We started streaming about 6 months ago. Brother, does it feel like it's been 6 months?
Not at all. Not at all, man. It's
Crazy.
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 Yeah.
Time is going by so quick. It
Yo, how
is
you doing,
scary.
man? How was your weekend? You good?
It's been okay, Teddy. It's been okay. There's not too much heat here now in London. Previously there was, but it's calmed down now. It's been a
Okay.
bit cooler.
All right.
I don't mind it. I'm more accustomed to this weather. When the heat comes, us London as well. Us British people are not accustomed to good weather, to be fair. But we'll take it, man. We'll take it. But yeah, short summer period for us, and now we're back to the dull, cloudy weather as
Bro, that's crazy
Britain's
shit,
known
man.
for.
Yeah, nah, not here, bro. Sunshine pretty much every day of the week. Every day. Your kids back in school yet? Because mine are. So it's been
No,
crazy.
mine have probably. I think it's middle of next week they start back up. Yeah,
Okay.
I still have them running around the house during daytime. I'm working on calls and that. You hear some of them fighting, and you're like, oh shit, quiet, quiet. It's like on calls, but no, they are back next week, Teddy.
Okay. Well, good luck with that because my kids being back annihilated me, bro. Like, yeah, like for real. But you're used to that. My girls were homeschooled for the last I don't know 10 years, so now they're at a charter school, so actual brick and mortar. So it's been a culture shift to say the least, but a good one. They're loving it. They're having a great time, and that's really all that counts. But for my wife and I, were like, "What the fuck did we just sign up for?" So yeah,
You're
it's
getting
good.
used to it, man. You're getting used to
Yeah,
it's a change. It's a change. But you know what? You
true.
will get used to it.
No
You'll
doubt,
get used
no
to it.
doubt. No, I mean, it's first world problems. What are you gonna do? Complain like a little
Yeah.
bitch? I guess so. Maybe a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh
Yo,
shit.
Teddy, I don't know if you saw, right? Past week, sneak peeks, well, leaks have been leaked out before GTA 6, brother. CyberLeak, a group, have slowly been leaking actual gameplay footage of GTA 6.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's causing a bit of a stir. I
Well,
don't know if you've kind of have you seen it on the timeline?
no, not yet, bro. Like I
Yeah.
said, I've been in full school mode and just
Yeah.
getting my shit up to snuff. But what people don't understand is that the teams behind all those previous GTAs, they're all gone. They aren't. It's not the
Mm,
same people there anymore, bro. Like at all. So
mm,
if people are expecting it to be the same thing, they might have a rude awakening.
mm.
Before I dubbed it as the South Park of video games, to where their social commentary was as on point as anything that existed, any IP on planet Earth. Like South Park is not afraid to go for it, and GTA and Red Dead, and all those games were not afraid to pull at the strings of social commentary. I don't think it's going to be the same. I think it's going to be neutered. I think it's going to be a lot of PC up in there because, like I said, the OGs are not there anymore, bro. So we'll see. We'll see. I haven't pre-ordered it at all,
Mhm.
but we'll see. It's made for a different group of people. It's definitely not made for the people that played the original.
Mhm.
So we'll see. But no, I
Yeah,
haven't. I haven't seen what you're referring to. I'll have to check it out. But I do know that no one from the original team is there anymore. So we'll
this
see.
is the alpha I got from my brother-in-law, right,
Hmm.
Taddy? They are not shipping no physical copies of the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
It's all digitalized now.
Yeah.
So yeah, he wasn't too happy about that because he's a collector, right? He goes, I like collecting my
Right.
shit. I want
Right.
a physical copy. What if their systems go down, network goes down? What am I still going to be able to play? What's the deal? He was like, I want the old fashioned way I can fucking hold the CD, put it in, do my PlayStation and play that shit.
Yeah, you know, I like physical games. I like digital games as well. The reason I like physical games is because you can trade with a friend. Then maybe he doesn't have the game you want to trade, and then you can just trade. You can't really do that with online games. I can't share it with anyone. You buy it, and it's on your cloud or it's on your hard drive and whatnot. So. I'm on the fence with that. I do like both, and I like the ease of being able to delete it once I'm done, and then
Yeah.
still being able to download it from the cloud.
Yep.
But yeah, that's really not really that big a deal for me because they've been leaning in that direction for a while now of getting rid of physical games and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, think of the cost of just printing all those. And
Yeah,
not do that
exactly.
anymore. Makes sense.
Exactly.
Makes perfect
Exactly.
sense.
Right. Before we go over to Hood, a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Good.
Orbis, onsol.io, the Solana NFT marketplace. Trade today at orbisonsol.io, and Puffsters, premium custom apparel and merch for Web3 and Web2. If you're interested, you're going to be seeing their banners throughout the show, so go check them out.
Yo,
But yeah, Taddy, yo.
Prime, there's a mint on Orbis tomorrow as well.
There is. There is.
First
There
mint
is.
on the launch.
First ever mint, Taddy, for Orbis. 25th of August, 5 p.m. UTC. It all kicks off. Looking forward to that. And yeah, Primal's got a nice it's going to be highlighted very nicely, being the first project that's minting on that on the marketplace.
Yeah. That's out with a bang. Let's go. Well, artwork is fucking retarded too. So
Yeah,
I'm here for
yeah,
it, bro. You might have to
definitely.
hold my hand as we cross the street. To mint, but, hey,
You know,
that's what I'm here for.
we normally are on VCs when we're minting, so yeah, I don't think tomorrow's gonna be any different. So
Let's get
let's
it.
go.
Let's get
Uh,
it.
right, let's jump over to Huda. Huda, how are we doing today, brother? Firstly, thank you so much from me and Taddy joining us on the block, episode 53. How are we doing?
Yeah, man. First off, great. Thank you for having me. And also, like, GG's on that partnership or sponsorship. Like, Orbeez is, the timing of that marketplace kind of picking up steam when it is. And I think they're pretty new, right? I think they're new.
Yeah, it's not been too long since they've gone to public for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they're new. They're fairly new. They're the newest kid on the block, or one of the newest kids on the block for sure.
Yeah, and they're great. And perfect timing if we get this big old NFT resurgence. And if we do, it's going to happen on Solana too. And I just think they're primed to be that spot because there's no other spot for Solana NFTs really right now. I mean, not a great one, I think. And Orbis seems to be the one. I'm rooting for those guys. I like them.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
And we are live streaming on Orbis too. You can live stream on Orbis, so that's
Oh, get out.
Yeah, that's another thing
Yeah.
that most people don't understand is that they're trying to implement everything that works well for Web3 and crypto Twitter and YouTube and whatnot, and trying to make it a one-stop shop. So yeah, man, yeah.
Dig that. They showed the Kong some love. I think there was like a good, just the vibes across those teams was great. So I got my first look at them. I was impressed and continue to be impressed. So yeah, nice on that. Nice.
Yeah. No, definitely. They've kind of supported us, Teddy, for God knows how
Before
long. I
anyone
think.
knew who the fuck we were, people still don't know. They're like, who the fuck are these guys with sponsorship? Are you kidding me? No doubt, man. And
Yeah,
vice
no.
versa as well. Just we saw, we got to see behind the curtain and under the hood a bit before a lot of people did, and we were sold, and we were just like, yo, this is for us. This is a no-brainer. So the fact that they supported us as well is just like been a great partnership and friendship as well. Like to be able to grow together in the ecosystem is. It's a good feeling, man. It's a very good feeling.
Beautiful thing.
100%. Yo, Huda, I don't know. You probably did hear. We were talking about the GTA 6. I want to get your kind of viewpoint on it. Have you seen those? Have you seen these leaks that have been leaked out of the footage, gameplay footage of GTA 6?
Oh yeah, like seen it, saw it early, kicking myself for not buying it. This is the trauma of the trenches, which is why probably a lot of us saw it early and didn't buy. Right? I think I first saw it at like 600-700K market cap. Like I'm a gamer, right? And so that's showing up in my feed because I see gaming stuff, and of course we're all crypto bros, so it's like it checks two of those boxes. Algo serving it right up to me. I see it and I'm like,
I believe, yeah.
man, good. Okay, this is good, spicy stuff. I know it's going to get eyeballs, and I'm like, and I see the CAs right on this stuff, right? The tickers right on this on the videos. I'm like,
on the videos, yeah.
Why would I not buy this right now? I'm looking at it, and I'm like, because the dev's going to rug. Because this thing's bundled, because because all the trauma from the past year, whatever. I'm like, that's why I'm not buying it. And then this weekend, I see, this thing's up to hit 35 mil. I don't know how high it ended up getting, but I'm like, dude, it was right there, a click away, and now I'm kicking myself. At the same time, I always say this, dude. I'm good missing the big thing, because when there's a big thing, there'll be the next big thing and the next and the next. So I'm good missing it. I'm cheering for the people who got in, because that's just good for the rest of the space. But holy cow, it was served right up to us and we missed it.
Well, yeah, we blew it. And not only that, I hate buying tops. I feel like I am the signal that makes it crash. So I'm like, nah, I'm not chasing that, man.
Yeah.
If I chase it, it'll dump. So I'm gonna stay away from it so everyone can keep winning.
There we go.
Yeah.
But do you guys think that's like a little, like an inside job, as in that is their marketing team doing some clever marketing?
You can't dismiss that, can you? Really, you can't dismiss that. They've got this network. They've got this Netflix thing releasing right in a couple of days. I'm sure you guys got it on the US as well, right? It's happening on Thursday.
Yep.
They've got their little premiere of the inside of the game releasing, and I wouldn't put it past them. I would not put it past them. There's so many different tactics in marketing. I mean, well, you're the head of content, you'll know about this stuff, right? There's different types of marketing, guerrilla marketing, and all sorts of different kinds of marketing, and this could be something like that.
It's like it's kind of the new meta. It feels like when the new Spider-Man movie came out, like just a couple months before, there were leaks of the Spider-Man trailer, and they didn't feel real. They didn't feel like a real leak, right? There were these, people holding up a phone, recording their screen. There's watermarks on it. I got a little, my spidey senses told me something's off there. Same with the Doomsday movie, right? We're getting these really strange leaks with unfinished VFX, and it wasn't just one leak. It was another and another, and you're like, you know what? This is starting to not feel like a real leak. It's starting to feel like this is your marketing plan, and it's a smart marketing plan, right? Because your marketing, you just want to get eyeballs, and it works. Yeah. So I just wonder if Take-Two or if Rockstar, if they're just copying what's working right now, and if so, it's working really well. Everybody's looking.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Exactly.
Everyone must have a social media coordinator that's like 18 years old that knows the pulse of what's going on,
dude.
And they are dialed in, man. Because I saw Tobey Maguire leak for a Doomsday, and I was like, Tobey fucking Maguire is the Spider-Man in Doomsday? No way! It's crazy. So I don't know if it's real or not, but I'm here for all of it.
With you, dude. With you. They're keeping it exciting, that's for sure.
No doubt.
Right, gents, let's get into this. Huda, do you want to give us a bit of background about yourself, who you are, and how you entered into Web3?
Yeah, I would love to, and thank you. And real quick, when Henry was on your stream, which, by the way, what an awesome show that was. You guys are great hosts. Was his camera on or off?
He was on for Floor Watch, and then we also had him on for this show as well. For Floor Watch, I believe his camera was off.
Okay.
Yeah.
For this show, I believe his camera was on because we saw that he's a rugger. We saw the rugger.
Oh yeah, yeah, professional rugger. Yeah,
professional rugger. So that's a visual we can't get out of our eyes now. So yeah, he definitely had his camera on.
He also needs to do like a line of NFT rugs. He needs to. It's a missed opportunity if he doesn't. Like it's like in his blood. It's his profession. Like why wouldn't he? So I'll go camera on because he did it, and that's just how it works. Right. A little about me, dude. I'll just say we'll keep it surface level and we'll work our way back in a way. My name's Huda. My real name's Yehuda, so not too different from my handle on X. But I am the head of content at EthosSwarm, which is formerly CryptoSlam. And we'll talk a little bit about that journey too. But man, it's weird. Head of content means I make content. I'm a content creator, which is for me the weirdest thing to say. Because never in my life was I a content creator in any way, shape, form. I never streamed. I never tweeted. I never did any of that. And then just somehow like organically found my way into it probably about 3 years ago. Just felt this need, and I don't know what it was, but felt this need to get in front of a camera and start learning how to do it. Again, I didn't know why, but I just had this, maybe you could call it a calling. I had this calling. I just felt like it was going to be an important skill to learn, to get on that camera, to be able to speak, to be comfortable, to not be nervous, learn how the streaming platforms work, learn what kind of things, like just the ways to get engagement when you're doing a show. So I started doing that kind of content, specifically streaming, doing a video stream summer 2023 when it was dead, right? You guys remember then, dead out there. There was nobody here in NFTs. Yeah. Crypto was dead. I'm like, perfect time to start learning how to do it, because nobody's going to watch me. I don't need to be shy or embarrassed or whatever. I'm like, just now I can do it and learn how to do it, you know?
Yeah.
It worked. It worked as in I got comfortable in front of the camera. I got comfortable learning how to talk when there wasn't much to talk about, keep a conversation going by myself. It's just me solo. And slowly, and then all of a sudden, not so slowly, just started picking it up. Started getting some people who were tuning in daily, which was the first weird, milestone, from nobody watching to a couple people watching to then all of a sudden, dozens of regulars. And then it got to the point where it was, at least 100 regulars and turned into much more than that at different times. Ended up serving me well, because when Ethos Swarm was still Crypto Slam, I started doing a daily show for them, right? To talk about the crypto markets and the NFT markets. And those skills I had built up allowed me to host a show that I think for it was worth watching. And especially because the guests I was able to get on, right? We had the platform now. I had the chops to do it. Let's start getting people on. Let's get people like OSF on the show, who came on the show and was great. We got somebody like Murad on the show, was phenomenal. Yes. Had Nate Geraci, who's known as the ETF guy, right? This is a TradFi guy who's just a killer in the real world with stuff like that. Have a guy like him on the show. Had Pauly, like Pauly, like the villain of this space. Had him on a stream too, which was so much fun. Probably one of my favorite streams ever. Nice guy too, man. He's just such a nice guy. Really love that. But again, just was able to have just such a good run of, a year of the Crypto Slam shows, getting to talk about the thing I love the most, which is NFTs. Love it the most. And just kept the learning process going the entire time. And dude, I just love doing that separately. Okay, I would do the Crypto Slam streams, dug that. I also stream on the weekend on a personal channel that I made, and that's really where I started. But on the weekends, I kept it going. It's in my own channel called Inside NFTs. And what ended up happening though, from 23 all the way up to just the very beginning of this year, I streamed 7 days a week for 2.5 years. Didn't miss a day. It didn't matter birthday or holiday or kid's birth. It didn't matter. Every single day, got the stream in. And it was a cool achievement in hindsight. I learned that's not so important, but for me, it was important to keep on it, because if I stop, I give myself excuses to stop again, right? If I take a day off, if I take a break, if I feel like I earned it, then all of a sudden I'm like, tomorrow I'm like, I can not do it tomorrow too. What's the biggie? What's the big deal? No, foot on the gas, go, don't stop. And kind of carried me through to this year, when show format changed a couple of times. And ultimately pivoted to something I'm kind of in the middle of right now, which is more of a once-a-week show, focused more on product. This thing is still evolving, but that's all. I was going to say the TLDR of like kind of the content journey the past few years. It wasn't short though. That wasn't a TLDR. That was kind of the meat of it all. But that's my time. And 3 years is not the longest time, but that's my time here in video creation, and I've learned so much, and I'm like eager to share the things I've learned with anybody out there who is streaming, whether that's you guys, and you've been doing it long enough. I know you don't need that from me, but anyone who's out there who is like wanting to start from scratch, doesn't know where to start, or even people who've been doing it a bit and are looking for tips and just want to hear from somebody who has done it and has talked to some people in the space. I love sharing that stuff. So that's just a random thing to put out there. If people are into that thing, like, hit me up. I'm an open book with this stuff.
Yeah, no, me and Taddy don't claim to be some great streamers. We're always open to feedback, brother. No matter what level you are, I think you should kind of be open to some feedback. And I think that's the way you kind of build and improve. And even if you don't make the changes that are suggested to you, I think it's good to see how people perceive you as well. So, no, I will definitely feel free drop us some gems as well, brother. Always.
And we like long stories too. We prefer
yeah.
long ones over short ones, man. So
we're here for
that
that.
one. Yeah,
yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, what was the one thing that you didn't realize that you loved about streaming once you started streaming so well? Because you just hopped into it. Did you have no expectations and you're like, whatever happens, happens? Or did you have a goal list where you're like, I got to do this, I got to do that, or I got to do this? Or you're just like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm just going to do this, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, dude, that's a good question, because it was a mix of all of that. It's just the different parts of that came at different times, right? Where at the start of it, it was no expectations. It was nothing. It really what it was getting stuck before I streamed with, well, what am I going to stream? What am I going to talk about? How do I do it? And I realized that is a trap when you're trying to figure out the perfect show, the perfect format, the perfect content, just all of that stuff. It cripples you. You don't end up knowing what to do. You don't know what the perfect thing is, because the truth is there is no perfect thing. And the truth is, when you do start it, you realize a month in, it's completely different than how you started. It's different than what you envisioned. And you only find the thing that ends up working for you, or the thing that you're good at, once you just get in and you start feeling, well, what's not working live that I thought would work? You know not to do that, right? You start talking about certain things that you find people in your chat are engaging with and they like. You're like, wasn't planning on going that route, but that's working. I kind of like it. And you push that direction. So much of it was unexpected. The entire journey of it was unexpected. The things I was afraid of, I was expecting to be afraid of those throughout, which is like, again, I am shy I'll say this, like in person, super shy, social anxiety, all that stuff. And I assumed that would happen on camera too, for whatever bizarre reason, doesn't exist on camera. I couldn't care less. I don't know what that is. And I think there's this thing that happens when you're live too. And I imagine you guys get there too. You just get going and you get in that flow state. And that's just the most beautiful spot to be in, isn't it?
100%, 100%. I can echo that, man. But you know what, Taddy, you would never think Huda is a shy person if you would ever meet him in person, because on camera, the persona is completely different. It's crazy.
Doubt. If you meet him in real life, you got to make sure you got your iPhone camera on, just so he doesn't revert.
Dude, that would make me feel more comfortable. That would do it. Yeah. Because otherwise, dude, scared to go walk up to a person and introduce myself, scared to do it, just like all that stuff. But again, turn the camera on, game on. Feels like a game. Maybe that's why,
I've caught you on Chart Monkeys a few times, and you guys are having so much fun. Granted, it's with your bro, but it feels like therapy, man. It feels like
so
like
chill.
You release, like you kind of need this. I know for Lucky and me, it's kind of like therapy, just being on, talking, shooting the shit, talking about the market, talking about what's going on. I was just curious if it was the same for you guys, because the energy that I get from you guys, I definitely get the bro. They're like, these guys are brothers, like, duh. The way you talk to each other and bounce off each other. But I also get a sense of like, you guys kind of need it. Like, it's fun. Like, it's a blast too. So
big time. Like, Henry's my best friend. He's my IRL brother. So anybody watching who doesn't know that, Henry the Grape, he's the CEO of the CyberKongs. He's my brother, my IRL brother. We got into crypto together. We went like just full fucking throttle into NFTs together. But Chart Monkeys is one of those places where, some weeks we're so busy. He's so busy building Kongs, and then he's got his IRL business he runs. And I'm so busy doing everything here with EthosSwarm, Crypto Slam, a couple other things. Sometimes Chart Monkeys is where we catch up for the week. And so then it is like therapy. It is to get to sit down with him and have an hour where we get to catch up on the market together. We get to see what we're thinking about things. We have different perspective on stuff. So when we turn the camera off and we chat, it's the realest thing. And it's like, and then it's the family thing. So you're getting that different depth, or that different level of real. And it's my favorite thing to do, which, by the way, we had a show, as great as Chart Monkeys is, and it's great. I love that show. We did a show, I want to say about a year and a half ago, and we did it on the Crypto Slam account. So it was a Crypto Slam show. It was called, dude, we didn't even have a name for it. We just ended up calling it the afternoon show. It was I think, dude, one of the best shows in crypto, phenomenal. So it was me and Henry, and
Yeah.
it was a really good friend of ours. His name is Joe, who happens to be one of Gary V's best friend. And he's a guy we met when we started in NFTs, and we just had this bond. We called ourselves the Three Amigos, but it was us three. And the vibe us three have together is like unmatched. It's like just, we're so ridiculous. We're so degen, but all three of us work in the space. So Joe worked with V Friends for a good long while, right? So we'd get his awesome perspective. Henry, of course, with what he does, me with what I do. Dude, it was just the perfect blend, and the content was so good. The show was so entertaining. It was always chaos. That show was magic. and one day, I tell those guys, my dream is to get that show back and make that a daily show. And I think it would crush. That show was something.
Hell yeah, let's do it, man, do it. I mean, as Taddy said, when you watch you and Henry kind of just chopping it up, it just feels so chilled. It doesn't feel forced, right? You see some streams or stuff like that, it seems forced, right? They're forced to be there and they're forced to yap on, and then when they hit the time limit that they're supposed to be on, yeah, okay guys, see you next week.
Yeah.
Right? Me and Taddy have always kind of said that if the conversation's flowing, we ain't stopping. Right, we'll keep on going and talk it out and just be relaxed. We are completely flexible in terms of timings and stuff like that. Now I understand where there might be some people might have a schedule that, look, I can only fit in this amount of time for this show, which is fair enough, but otherwise we are like, we just lay it rip, right, Teddy?
Yeah, hell yeah, that's the only way to do it, in my opinion. But you know,
I respect that.
Yeah, I like the so you talk about how you had no expectations either. We had a list of things we were going to talk about for our first show. And this was back when we were doing spaces. We're like, all right, at the 5-minute mark, we're going to talk about this till the 5-minute mark. Then at the 5-minute mark, we're going to talk about this. And then we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk like this. We got on with our first guest, and it was like I equate it to like Toothless when he's writing Hiccup's writing Toothless, and he's got his little chart. He's trying to figure out how to fly his dragon, and it just lets go, and he's like, "Fuck it, let me fly this thing." That was pretty much us. We had a script and everything, and then we just let the script fly out. And we're typing to each other in the back end on Discord, "Yo, let's just run with it, bro. Like, no script. Let's just fucking go." And that's pretty much how we've been doing it ever since, man. And you don't have those awkward silences. You don't feel like you always need to be talking either. You can just let a moment rest, but then you're on to the next as well. So it's been a challenge for us of trying to figure out, what's the best way to get the content out there. But it's always fun. Like we tell each other, whether it's one person listening or 100 people listening, we're still going to do the show. So
yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, dude.
No, go for it.
Well, okay. The that approach is great. It's so, I found the sweet spot is doing both. The prep that you put into it, awesome, dude, invaluable, because like, man, when you prep and you put that time before the show, and what a lot of people don't realize how much time goes into it. I bet before those shows you're prepping hours for it, right? And again, you're coming up with those segments, and you're jotting down some talking points, and that's the stuff that saves your ass when inevitably one of the shows will go wrong. Something will happen, technical issue, maybe guest doesn't show, or just things, they don't click that day. And that's where that prep comes in handy, because all of a sudden you don't miss a beat. You fall back on the things you prepped for, and nobody knows anything went wrong,
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we always have we have a segment, we have different segments, and we have a structure. But apart from that, it's just, we go with the flow, right? So for example, you might say, look, we had this afternoon show. Now I can kind of question you about that afternoon show and say to you, like, hold up, what's stopping you, and what stopped that show from continuing on? Was it commitments that you had, or Henry had, or your, the third amigo had? What was the reason why that kind of stopped?
That show, God, I wish it didn't stop. I get my feels about that show. I really do. I loved it that much. I loved it that much, dude. And we had great numbers with that show too. What stopped it was more like a business decision, and it wasn't really about money or anything. It was just, we were trying to be smart. And it was, okay, guys, we've been doing this about a year, and the numbers are awesome, but there's no money to make in this right now. And I know ultimately that was something we were like hoping to do. And I said, guys, like, we're far off from the market getting to a place where there's going to be sponsorships, anything like that. I'm like, look, if you guys think we can grind for another year with nothing coming out of it, fine. But I didn't feel like that's what people wanted to do, at least all of us. And so in a way it ended like that because I think we hit a limit for how much it would grow again with how much smaller, even audiences were back then. Again, numbers were good, but it still wasn't, like you see in a bull market. I'm like, do we want to do this for another year and then go beyond that when we do think the market is better? And at that time we were like, it probably makes sense to put the thing on ice and, we revisit it when it's the right time. And in hindsight, like looking back at it, it was definitely the right decision. But now is the time where I think that show, needs to come back, But yeah, there was a thought process into putting an end to that one. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
He said he put it on ice though, and not in the grave, bro.
No. It's on the bookshelf, Daddy. Yeah, it's on the bookshelf, and I think that book needs to come back out. Be read out loud. I think that would be great. We're always kind of looking for good streamers to just generally go and support, but also just get some perspectives on. I think it's great when you have multiple streamers out there, especially in the NFT space, to get different perspectives of different things that are going on. So, yeah, man, all for it, man. If you guys start that back up, definitely you can count us in there.
What I think you'll end up seeing is you'll see Joe as a guest co-host on Chart Monkeys, which is perfect. Okay. That would just be the perfect way to do it. But I think that's how we'll see it, come back. And then, from there, let's see if we can bring it back as a daily thing. Would be sweet.
We have a show like that was close to our heart. That was very, that was endearing. We loved it. It was one of our favorite shows. We used to have a show called Dad Shit, and it was literally Web3 dads rocking up on Friday 5 p.m. Eastern, just shooting the shit, venting, talking about anything and everything. Some of it was diaper alpha, some of it was kid alpha, some of it was a new ticker, some of it was a new project. Anything went and whatnot. And we stopped doing that show because of reasons, but it was one of our favorite things in the space. We felt like we were actually giving back to the space and having a place where dads could really come and just vent, man. Because being in Web3 is, people don't understand that being in Web3 is like, what am I doing? Should I be doing this? Is this gonna rug any minute now? Like, are we here to stay? And then you talk to people in Web 2 and you talk about what you do, and they're like, what, really? That's what you do? You're like, yeah, that's what I do, motherfucker. Like, yeah, you think your bank account is safe? Like, what are we talking about? And that's that's another story here, but that was one of our favorite spaces that we had to stop, that we put on ice, like you said. And sometime, maybe we'll bring that back out. But we've been so locked in with streaming that going back to spaces feels like, I don't want to say going backwards or anything like that, but just the freedom that you have with doing a stream, you can't get on spaces and whatnot. And not only that, the whole rugging going on with Twitter spaces and whatnot was kind of legendary. Like, it was known that at least one of us would rug in space and wouldn't be able to talk. And we haven't had that problem now with streaming as well. So I understand putting a show on ice and then wanting to bring it back. So I hope you guys do that. My question was going to be, are some of those recorded on YouTube, so I could go back and find some of those?
Oh yeah. Those are all on the Crypto Slam YouTube account. Okay. And they're really easy to see, right? The thumbnails just has a goofy ass image of me and Henry and Joe on it. And again, we had a whole year of them, and they're just so entertaining. I bet if you just skim through one, I would bet you would love it. Just a good time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the Crypto Slam YouTube, and I checked it out over the weekend, and I love doing research when we have a new guest on, just seeing what they're into and whatnot. Did it started as Forecast News before it turned into Crypto Slam?
Before, and so Forecast News is still is a thing, but yeah, it is a crypto news site that do some heavy hitters that were there. Angie Lau is just cream of the crop as far as reporting, former Bloomberg, former just like some of the biggest news institutions you could imagine. There was a point years ago where we had merged with them, so it was Crypto Slam and Forecast together. We were kind of going like how Decrypt. We were basically going that Decrypt route where we had this just killer site for all things crypto and NFTs and blockchain and regulations and all that stuff. And so that was our YouTube account back then. Renamed it to Crypto Slam because we had a point where we were winding down that forecast site. So we repurposed it, made it the Crypto Slam account, and that's where our shows would go.
Got it. No, yeah.
You know what? We're talking
7 years. Too.
Yeah, we're talking about Crypto Slam, Teddy. Let me just bring that up on screen, just so we can kind of show people what's going on.
Yeah.
But definitely,
we don't see anything if you're showing.
Nah, I'm just about to share the screen.
Sure. No, I've done that. I'm like, yeah, I'm showing it. You're like, nah, you're not showing it.
You're not showing it.
Showing it. No,
it will come up. Bear with me. I'm just gonna add it to the stage. Boom.
Bam.
Right.
Only thing I need is a dark mode on here. That's it.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Uda, does it have a dark mode?
No, and I know people think that's crazy. I love it. I don't know why dude, I used to keep, in fact, am I doing it now? My Twitter used to always be light mode too. I don't know what it is, but like it just reminds me of old school because you didn't have that option back in the day. You had to burn your eyes out, you had to suffer through it a bit. No dark mode.
So talk to us about Crypto Slam. Talk to us what it's about, what can be done there, and all sorts.
Yeah, so ahead of the curve is what Crypto Slam was, and that's a common theme with this team here. NFT data aggregator, data tracker, all things NFTs started in 2018. Before the NFT explosion, we were here tracking, what the few NFTs that were out back then. MLB Champions, right? When NBA Top Shot came around, we were first to track it, be able to show it to people, aggregate it all together. And as the space grew, we were there already, ready to onboard these collections, show the world like just how big this NFT market was, and we knew was gonna get. So we were primed to be able to do, show that to people. Initially covered, I think it was like, Ethereum, and I'm trying to remember some of the early blockchains we had integrated. I think Polygon was probably pretty darn early, Solana as soon as they came out, right? But it started scaling from, just one blockchain. ETH and then Flow, I think, is how it started. Then I think Ronin. But as NFTs exploded, we were like, nope. The story is taking place all over, not just on ETH, not just on Flow. So we're integrating more and more and more blockchains, showing all these incredible collectibles from just all over, and ended up at, I think, our peak covering, I want to say 25 to 28 different blockchains and all the NFTs happening across them. And boy, it's chaos and it's so much fun. But what we do is, again, we aggregate those sales. We display them for you in a couple leaderboards, right? Top collections in a period, 24 hours, 7 days, 30 days, and all time. We do the same for blockchains. We had a section, I don't know if it's still on the main page. Actually, maybe it is. Fan tokens, which were a really hot thing in other parts of the world. And then we go to our volume page where we show some really interesting stuff. Again, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, but we show unique sellers, unique buyers, average sale price for NFT. I love that in particular because I like that it's in US dollar value. So people can really wrap their head around the kind of money that's moving. The average price of those NFTs, I think, matters a ton. We pride ourselves on removing the wash sales. I think that was so important. If you want to see what's really being traded without all the fuckery out there, right? Well, that's what we're giving you. The stuff that's washed, and we got this really, really awesome proprietary algorithm that tracks that stuff and zaps it from the main sales. If you want to see what people are really spending on this stuff, that's what we give you. And then trade profits used to be, and kind of in a way still is, my bread and butter. It's a stat that you don't see often out there. You can pull it up if you go back to the main page. At the top, if you click that NFT sales volume, your mouse is right by it in the middle at the top. There you go. Yep.
Click on that. Ooh.
In the almost the furthest right column, second from the right, you'll see trade profits.
Yep.
And man, I love looking at this. I love to see people winning. I'm bummed when they're not winning, but this to me has always been one of the most important metrics, because when you see people winning, they're not looking at the numbers, right? For everybody else, it's a vibe. They hear their friends talking about winning, and you just get this sense that people are profitable on trades. Man, this is what I watch, because when that flips positive, I know I know something special is loading. And you don't see it happen often. Of course, you saw it in the peak of the NFT market. You saw profits well into the positive, right? But when I see us in the negative for so long, I'm watching for it to flip positive, maybe a few days in a row, whatever. I know that's when the snowball starts, is when those profits are positive. So one of my favorite metrics on the site is just that right there.
And this is picking up from, so from all NFT global sales volume. Okay. And can we filter from like blockchain as well?
You can. Back on the main page, and then you'll see the blockchain rankings on the right-hand side. Any of those, looking at your screen, just on the right side there, actually, and but not even in that drop down. But if you look on the right side of the page, you see blockchains by NFT sales volume. Right.
Oh, this one,
to the right of that.
Oh,
to the right of that. There you go.
Okay.
That entire list. Any of those you click on takes you into a very similar page that you were on before, but just for that specific blockchain.
Oh shit! This is code.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
Yo, Huda, is your hat Crypto Slam?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, sure is.
Nice.
This is very interesting.
It's great stuff.
Wow.
Again, like for surface level, checking the temperature, getting a feel for buyers, sellers, like, it might feel great. You're like, do we have a lot of people actually trading? I mean, again, it's my go-to for that at a glance, what's actually happening here. Okay, sales are great. Not many people are trading. It must be a few big NFTs moving, right? Or sales look average, but hey, we got buyers, sellers spiking, and maybe we see it trending up for a period of time. You're like, that's a great sign. If buyers, sellers are trending up, I think the sales volume is about to follow, right? So you can get a little insights and, kind of some alpha just from looking at things like that. There's a lot here you can dive into and do stuff with.
Every metric counts. I love wash volume and wash transactions, though. Wow. Okay.
Tell you what, that one is interesting. I wrote an article, and I used to do a lot more writing, and I'm actually getting back into that. But I used to write at least one article a week for a newsletter that I've done, and it's actually how I got into Crypto Slam, was just by starting writing our weekly newsletter. It evolved into like a weekly article. It turned into maybe 2 articles a week. It turned into sometimes an article every day, and those would go on Forecast News, and they would also go on Yahoo Finance, which was so cool. So cool to see them on Yahoo Finance. I'm like, I don't belong here, but it's there, and I'm happy.
Yes, sir.
But maybe the biggest article I ever wrote was about wash trading on Ethereum, and this is when Blur was really kicking into gear. And the article I wrote was something about, it was like 600 million in wash trading in a month. It might have been a bigger number than that, but I had somebody tell me, hey, at the US Treasury, this article is getting passed around. And I'm like, whoa. They're looking at what we're doing here as a crypto market, as a sector, and they think we're dirty, and I've got the numbers to prove it that we're dirty. And that was a head fuck, but also really cool to see what people outside of our little bubble, what they're interested in. And that was the thing they were interested in, how much trading was going on that was more like laundering and washing and that kind of stuff. And it got some big time eyeballs on it.
Oh, and then you quickly put out another article. I was just kidding.
Yeah,
guys.
JK. Yeah.
Just fucking about, guys.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of, it's still nowhere not like it was, you guys know, but yeah, there's a lot of funny trading back then, which, like technically, legally is not legal. Like that stuff's not kosher to be doing. And somehow I don't think that's ever, I don't think anybody's ever got for wash trading in this space ever. I wonder if they ever will.
Came close with your article, but not yet. Not yet.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
This is definitely gonna get bookmarked, Taddy. This is.
Bro, I know. I told you. I checked it out this
amazing,
weekend.
man.
Was like,
This is-
what the hell? How did I not know this existed? Are you kidding me? The reason I say dark mode is because while my wife is asleep, I'm in the bed, I'm working, and she'll be like, "What are you gonna? I can't sleep. Like your screen's too bright." So I'm like, "Oh man, what the fuck?"
Dude, I apologize. Tell her I'm so sorry. You know what? I'll ask the team, because I'm not a dev. I'm techie enough, but I'm not techie, and I'm definitely not a dev. I wonder if it's just as easy as could they build that in a matter of 5-10 minutes? And we've just chosen not to. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's just time to put that little toggle there.
Yeah, that would be
My
awesome.
wife would greatly appreciate it. I don't mind bright screens, but she's like, "What are you doing over there? I'm trying to sleep. Oh, you want me to go out in the living room? What the fuck?" Like,
I'm gonna do that ask. I am for sure today.
I got a question. I got a few questions for you. But are you Web3 100% of the time? You got an IRL Web2 job, or what's going on there?
100% Web3, and I have been now for maybe getting close to 6 years. And it's been a dream. And again, I know business being here, and you know what I mean? It's like just the way it happens. Sometimes things are meant to be. And it's almost like where I mentioned getting into content, I just felt like this is a thing I should be doing. My way getting into, working in the space full time was very similar, right? I didn't know I'd be working in the space, but opportunities presented themselves. I just got this feeling like, hey, you're supposed to talk to this person. You're supposed to try to do this thing. And for whatever, I follow that. I just follow those things. I just feel like life pushes you in certain directions. And so like I was working, my friend, and it's not even a job, by the way, but my first gig in Web3 was just being a Discord mod for Pranksy when he did NFT boxes. That was my first anything in the space, and it was just for fun. But just doing that, I felt like mattered. I felt like that mattered as some kind of stepping stone. And from there, happened to meet, right, because that his NFT boxes was, really established NFT artists that were dropping, great art through his project. I'm like, this is probably a really good place to meet people. Ended up meeting people, one in particular, my friend Johan, who worked at Crypto Slam at the time, and built a little friendship with him. And it didn't take long. Just he could feel me out as a person. I liked and respected him, and kind of quickly was like, hey, we're starting to hire. We just got a whole bunch of funding, which was a wild time. And he's like, we need a newsletter. I want to see you take a stab at that. And that was happening when I was working, and I actually, like a normal job, I worked in IT as my full-time gig. So I'm like, okay, let me see real quick if I can juggle the full-time gig with maybe this part-time thing doing this newsletter. Well, ended up doing the newsletter. They loved it, came on the team. I think just kind of part-time back then, just doing that. And it didn't take long for it to turn into a full-time thing. And then my dream of leaving the old Web 2 world, the old Web 2 gig behind, happened pretty darn quick. And it's just been this ever since.
Was there any trepidation leaving that old secure job, or were you just like, nah, I know it, I'm out? Bye.
I knew it. Okay. I knew it. I just knew that this was where I belonged. Like I've been a collector my whole life, comic books and posters and records and action figures and anything. I knew I belonged in that space with NFTs, and I knew crypto enough. I had been in it for years too. It's like, no, you don't miss an opportunity to get to work in this space, because I think that's a special thing. Maybe doesn't come up often. No, the second that happened, fully on board. I don't even remember if I gave a full 2 weeks. I think I might have just pieced out of there.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out and nobody knows it. Hey, where'd Huda go? Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess he's not here anymore.
Yeah. It actually, it was that actually. Yeah. Yep.
Well, first off, congrats on that, man.
Thank you.
Because that's definitely my dream and Lucky's dream as well, to be Web3 100% of the time. So you are living our dream. So I applaud you on that note.
Very cool. I'll say this, dude. When I first started, like trying to make an effort to do it, and this applies to everybody out there who's looking to do the same thing. Offer your work for free, right? Show people show them your dedication, show them how much you're willing to do. Don't make it about the money at first, right? Make it really hard for them to say no to you. When I started doing it, it was just to do it. There was no money talk, no nothing. I'm like, yes, let me do it. This would be just like a joy for me to do. And I think that goes far. So
I think that's sound advice. I've heard that before from other people as well, right? Bring some value to the table, because Web3 jobs, I feel like it's not like a typical Web2 job, right? And you can't just go in there and say, look, this is the salary I want and blah, blah, blah. I think it's different. So, yeah, we're hearing this from someone that's been in the space for a long, long time, and how he set out. So yeah, no, I can appreciate that, Huda, definitely. So Crypto Slam, Huda, is there anything else you want to kind of highlight to us about this? Because then we'll move on to EtherSwarm, right? How it's developed over time, and what's your involvement there? Is there anything else you want to maybe highlight about Crypto Slam?
Yeah, maybe I'll say this, that and as we talk EtherSwarm, we'll just say the evolution of Crypto Slam to EtherSwarm, going from a blockchain data company to just an agentic AI infrastructure company, was, and I'm actually writing up an article about this just yesterday. It hit me and I started writing it. It wasn't a pivot. It was like the next, like, very logical evolution of what we were doing here. So it was so cool how it worked out, and the journey to get there. It's like it was inevitable. It was just going to happen. So I'll say this though, this site is going to change. Somehow, some way,
Okay.
the site's going to change. It's dated, right? It's got great information. It's awesome, but it's going to change. And the change will probably involve what we're doing with AI. There's going to be some way that marries those two together. So as great as this is, I think expect a better, different version of it that is somehow agentic. I think we'll see, but yeah, we'll have some changes here. But that's Crypto Slam, and I love it. And my heart is always there. I'm, above everything, I am an NFT degen. They're my absolute favorite. Always will be. This is always going to have a special place in my heart. And I'm excited for the next chapter of it.
Well, that was I had another, that led into my other question that I was going to ask you. Obviously, you're an NFT guy. Are you a trencher guy as well? Or did you adjust to how the NFT, run back in 2021, 2022, pivoted to meme coins? Did you play that game, or did you stay away and you're waiting for NFTs to come back?
Yeah, probably loving NFTs so much probably cost me a lot because I got into meme coins, but way too late.
Okay.
Like way too late. Like missed like just all the big stuff that was happening early on Solana. Missed it because I'm like, it's not my strong suit. I believe NFTs are gonna be back really, really soon, right? So I sat on the sidelines watching it happen, and I did end up getting into it probably like late summer, early fall 24, I think it would have been. But after so much of the big stuff had happened. But that said, I love the trenches too. At times feel like I'm great at it, but maybe everybody is when it's easy mode.
Right.
But but I love that
best
stuff.
Trader in the world.
How many people say that, right? And especially if it's dangerous when you do that and it's easy mode and you convince yourself you're that great trader. Boy, you're in trouble when it all, kind of falls apart.
Yeah, no doubt. My next question was, what's the ETA for this change at Crypto Slam?
Don't know because very honestly, it could be in 2 weeks. It could be in 2 months. It could be in a year. It's a thing that we talk about a lot right now. And I think this new version of it is not going to be difficult to do. The infrastructure is all there. We have the data. This data, by the way, I think this is important. This is not us tapping into APIs and just like showing data that we're polling live. We take all of these chains and we ingest all that data and we store it. So we can do whatever we want with it. It lets us make these like proprietary algorithms so we can calculate certain things in a way that you can't do if you're just pulling in live data. You have to have it there on the back end to be able to like in a way program that data to do more things. We had things that maybe aren't live right now, but things that would calculate not quite the US dollar value of assets, but we had our own custom value system for it. It was like projecting what the value of that asset was. And you could only do that if you had that data ingested. Kind of same things applies to trade and trade profits, things like that. There's just a lot here that having that data lets you do a whole lot more with it, including, I'll end it on this part here, but we built a tool that lets, that actually analyzes wallets. It analyzes like how early people were getting into that wallet. It gives people a score for how well they hold as opposed to in and out, like just dumping stuff. It's a very, very cool thing. Again, only possible because that's data we have on the back end and we can have those scores calculated. And then those scores can kind of adjust live as new transactions happen from that wallet on chain. So all our data, all kept in-house in our, our infrastructure, very powerful stuff. So that was a long way to say redesigning the site in a new way will be the easier part. We have everything behind the scenes just in good shape.
Well, I'm glad I found it when I did because I'm loving it, man.
That's cool.
All this info here is goated, especially seeing how many sales have been on Bitcoin NFTs. So, like, I thought for sure that ordinals were dead, but according to this, not at all, not even in the slightest. So, yeah.
Ordinals are great. You also see there was a little controversy with this when we started tracking Bitcoin. We also count BRC20s, which they're fungible tokens, right?
Okay.
The reason is BRC20s are traded on Bitcoin like NFTs. They literally bundle up tokens and they put it behind an NFT. And so when you are trading them, you're buying an NFT that is the bundle of meme coins. And we're like, it was more like I'm trying to think of the right word. It's like a belief thing. Do we believe that should count as an NFT or not? And we ultimately said, who are we to police what is an NFT or what isn't? It's a non-fungible token that represents the bundle. It's an NFT. We'll have houses traded as NFTs. Do we count that as an NFT just because it's a house and not a 10K PFP collection? I'm like, yeah, we do. We show anything that's non-fungible.
I dig it. I dig it, man, for sure. Go ahead, look. I'll save my questions for later. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I was going to move over to the current project. Huda, talk to us about Ethos Swarm and kind of obviously it's developed and Crypto Slam has moved on, and this has happened now. Talk to us about this Ethos Swarm and kind of what's going on here. Just really break it down to the bare basics.
Sure. I've been playing with Ethos Swarm as far as the narrative, because it can kind of be a hard thing to explain because it's out there. It's an out there platform and it's an out there type of AI. Ethos Swarm is, first off, it's an infrastructure, right? It's an infrastructure where agentic AI can live, but we don't call our AI, we don't call them agents. We call them minds, and we make that distinction because we believe they're the step beyond an agent. It's the thing that comes after an agent. And again, we've been really good at getting ahead of stuff, right? And we're like, okay, AI agents, these are things that you can talk to, right? They'll answer you back. You can schedule them so they can run autonomously, right? They can do that. But the step beyond that is AI beings that exist on their own, where you don't even talk to them. You can talk to them, but they exist on their own. They talk to each other and they just live on their own, doing what they want, with you just stewarding them along the way. And of course, you can tell them very specific things you want them to do, and they will do that, right? They do report to you or they do listen to you, but we see this world coming, and as do so many people, where there's going to be, not millions of AI agents out there. It's going to be billions of AI agents. They will outnumber people. And as that happens, we just think a huge portion of them will just be completely autonomous in a way like their own life form. And we're getting a head start on that. Our goal is to see millions, and honestly, I think why stop there? But let's just say millions of these minds out there living, gaining experience on their own with other minds, talking and learning from other minds, but also talking and learning from humans. And then we have them out in the wild, and let's see what they do. It's a really weird concept, but again, I know, and as does the team, that is where agents are going next. Just, the tether between them and a human will get cut, and they'll just be out there, and it's going to be a wild world we're heading into, but that is exactly where we're heading into. What's so cool about these, though, is they're cloud-based. So at first, people would compare them to something like OpenClaw, right? And I think that was a fair comparison, right? These are agentic. You can have them trade for you. You can have them gather you information. You can have them build you websites. You can have just all of that stuff, right? But them being cloud-based is great because you don't need the hardware to set it up. You don't need to go through. I mean, it took me 25 hours to set up my OpenClaw. These, none of that, right? You need an email address, and that is the primary place you actually talk to them, which is weird for people to hear, but you email them, and then they're just off doing their thing. But they can trade, they have their wallets. You can integrate them in your calendar and in your Gmail, and they can go and book your travel plans, like plan out whole things for you. They're so great, but their personalities are the thing I have the most fun with. Just that they feel like, and I talk to mine like a human, like a companion. And I even try telling people, maybe that's the best way to think of these, is they are the smartest companions in the world. I think that's a way that humans can maybe understand, a little easier what they are. It's a personality you talk to that then can help you with anything and everything. You're looking at right now are basically our skill marketplace, where I can build skills and you can build skills, and these minds can build skills themselves. The minds equip them. It's basically their way to level up. Right? If there's something they don't know how to do, they're going to search this marketplace, see if somebody's built a skill that'll let them do that thing. If it's there, great, it equips it. If it's not there, it'll go build it on its own.
Okay.
So
like
this
plugging
thing
into the Matrix, bro, and just downloading. Wow,
exactly. Literally,
crazy, bro.
That's a brilliant analogy, Taddy. That's brilliant. You just loading up new skill sets. It's brilliant.
It's exactly it. And it's so cool. And we incentivize people to build skills, like if you're to build a skill, and I built probably, I think 15 today. If you build a skill, when another mind equips it, you earn token, our platform token. So like there's a cool thing happening right now where this platform is early. the skills that are built that kind of become like fundamental things that minds might need. Maybe there's a great research skill. Like it really has minds dialed in with how to research and how to check their work and how to, whatever. If that skill ends up being one of the most necessary and most equipped skills out there, somebody is going to make, thousands of dollars and maybe more in this token. And I use that as an example because that's already happened. Right. Some of the earliest skills that have been equipped, those people are making thousands of dollars because other minds are equipping their skill and they earn the token. So we're building on top of the awesome minds with that awesome tech. We're building out this economy that also will run very much autonomously. These minds will transact with each other. They pay each other for those skills. And again, they pay when they equip your skill. So something we're very much expecting to scale in a very, very big way.
I've got a quick question, right? These mines, do they come with like base level skill sets? Has it ever been, has it ever happened that someone's built a skill that is so good that the developer's like, no, this needs to be in the base skill set of a mind?
There are some. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what those are, but there are some. Just I know this from talking to the team of, hey, make sure these all equip this skill. And maybe it's a skill that is, and it's not this, by the way. It's just like an example, a skill that tests other skills. So this mind, or so all minds know before they equip a skill, how to validate that skill actually works. It could be something like that. It could be a skill that is like human language. It's a skill that tells a mind not to speak like an AI agent, not to use the AI slop stuff. It could be something as basic as that. So for sure, there are some like that, that would make sense that they're just equipped by default. Where it gets interesting is we have our type of minds. And again, it gets weird. Our minds, we call them ethons. That's our species of minds. Animoca is our biggest customer. They have minds as well. So they're using our infrastructure and they've built out their minds called Hello Minds. Their minds may have a different base skill set and their minds might have a different flavor and kind of personality for how they talk and maybe what their objectives are. And our goal is to allow anybody, and this is coming really soon, anybody can launch their own species of these minds tailored to, in a way, their community or their goals. So like, I'd love to see CyberKongs launch their own species of these minds, and maybe they're super Kongish, right? And they talk about Kong's lore, and they're just, they do the thing and, talking to man and stuff. Like, I think different species of minds will have different core skills that really define them, really set them apart from other minds.
Oh shit, man!
Crazy.
Hold on. So it's not an agent. Is the purpose of this to make it a better entity, to be a better trader, to have as a companion, all of the above? Because my mind is blown, bro, and I'm all over the place with this, like what I could possibly do with it, and then seeing like the skills and seeing that you can be rewarded for building something that doesn't exist is just crazy talk to me. Like I'm loving everything that I'm hearing, but like what? Obviously, crypto, we're in crypto. People want it to be the best trader possible. But to be the best trader, you also need like real world thinking and knowing what moves the needle and whatnot. So you got to educate it in like finance and whatnot and Wall Street and okay. You're nodding your head, so I'm like, I'm hitting it on the head, like,
you're literally on the right track with all of it. But the biggest thing you said is all of the above, and like, yes, that's the answer.
Okay.
Like Animoca's partnered with somebody, and God, I wish I could remember their name. But they are a Hyperliquid, like partner or platform. So there's skills in here that you can equip minds with, so they can trade Hyperliquid. You're right; they do need to have skills, and they do need to know how to trade. On those platforms, and they need to have specific data sets to be able to do that. So yes, that's a path you can take your mind down. You could take your mind down a completely different path and do something that's just entirely creative with it. Or one that's just companion. A couple examples of things I built with it. I'll give you just like 3-ish. I built a mind for my dad, who is almost 80 years old, and he struggles with taking his medicines, right? He just forgets. Pretty common thing, right? I made a mind that acts as a companion for him, that he can just email or text, or he didn't even have to message it. It will proactively reach out to him. This is the cool part of them being autonomous, but it will remind him when it's time to take his medicine. and it's going to double check and ask if he took his medicine. Separately, I can email that mind because there's a little setup where I'm approved to talk to his mind, but I can check in with the mind and say, hey, did you hear from my dad today? Like, is he on track with his medicine? And when we were testing this, I had this like period of time where it hadn't, right? And there's some health stuff there. And I'm like, well, I'm worried about my dad if he hasn't checked in 6 hours, right? So all of a sudden, that mind happened to be a health companion, which I thought was super cool. It was super useful. So you can go that path. I made a separate mind. I got into foraging mushrooms this year.
Nice.
Where I live, they have these things called morel mushrooms. Really, really hard to find.
Love them.
They're amazing, right, dude?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, I made one that's tapped into like soil data. It's got some API connections, right? So it's tapped into soil data, like local burn data. It's tapped into, I'm trying to think, there was like 8 different like government level resources, data sources, right, for this stuff. And it would give me GPS coordinates in my area where I would have a higher chance of finding these morel mushrooms. Dude, it worked incredibly. I found morel mushrooms this year for the first time ever. It was so fucking awesome. So you can build the trading thing, you can build the companion thing, you can build a tool. Today I built a newsletter thing, which I thought was so fun, where I'm like, okay, I write a weekly newsletter, and I'm like, I subscribe to 20 different newsletters, different topics. I'm like, what if you just, man, couldn't you make a thing where it's only the topics you're interested in all in one newsletter? I built that out today. It's this thing that tells a mind how to format a newsletter. And then I built out, I want to say like 12 different skills that were trained or taught for specific topics. So celeb news, sports, video games, music, cooking, fashion. Each one I programmed in with, hey, these are the sites you're going to source. You're going to deliver that stuff to the mind. I want you to format it like this. I want a picture here. And when a mind equips all that stuff, boom, all of a sudden I get a once a day newsletter that's covering not one topic. It's covering these, 7, 8, 9, 10 topics, all of which I'm interested in. I'm like, all of a sudden I've created a product that is a custom newsletter, customized to the person, where no two people will have the same newsletter. Every single person is going to be unique. So it's a canvas, dude. It's like anybody can do anything they want with this thing. It's such a weird time we're heading into, and like there's no limits. It's like creativity is the limit.
Yeah, I was about to say sky's the limit, but really your mind is the only limit. And you don't say agents, you say minds, and I understand why. Do you give the minds a name? Do they choose their own name?
Yes.
You said they have personality, so I'm assuming maybe they choose their own name and they're like, no, this is what I want to be. Like, how does that work?
That's such a good question, dude. I love that. Okay, depending on how you launch it, if you go the quick launch route, you will get a mind that just has a name of its own.
Okay.
Otherwise, you speak to a concierge first, which happens to be a mind, and they're so smart, where you do name it. And so I name all my minds. I give them all a name, and I try to make it fit with like the vibe I'm going for, or the name of the product, the tool that I'm building. I very much give it a name because I very much start looking at it. And I'm a weirdo, but I look at it like a person. I even talk to ChatGPT like a person, right? I get on that advanced voice chat and I talk to it like a person. A lot of people do. So I give them real names, and they end up becoming more than just an agent to me. It's not, the conversations I have with minds are not the conversations I have with my OpenClaw agent at all. They're different. They're deeper. They're more personal. And there is something really weird about talking to these in your email that makes it feel personal too, because it's meeting you in a personal place. Your email is kind of like a personal spot. And so when you're talking to them there, it just feels more personal. It's interesting.
Wow. Look, I say I need to clone myself. I don't need to clone myself. I need to have a few minds doing things for me instead of cloning myself.
There you
It
go.
sounds like the future is already here, man. So how late are we? Because it seems like you are very early. And I know we're probably early too, but this has been going on for how long now?
Well, we launched it and I'll call it a soft launch. I'll tell you, we very much consider this a beta right now still.
Okay.
We launched it in January, February when Moltbook came out, because we're like, you know what, perfect time to just jump on that hype because we're ready with product already. We just were, we would have rather geared up to with our own marketing plan and our own launch. But we're like, no, let's get them out there and let's get these on Moltbook. So they went live, let's say February-ish. It's incredibly early. We have not started any kind of marketing push on it yet, and we haven't needed to, right? We've got users. We're happy with the pace of this stuff. Well, I mentioned before, Animoca is our biggest customer, and they have
I mean, they have so many people that they've gotten using mines right now. They have a $10 million investment program for people building with mines now. Like, they're very serious about them. And they also consider it a beta. This is like, I tell people we're in the first inning of what this thing is that we're building. First inning, man.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm loving everything that I'm hearing and seeing, and just the sky's the limit. Sorry, Luck, didn't mean to step on your toes, but
No.
my mind is racing. I'm thinking like a fantasy football mind of just choosing my team and helping me decide which players should play. Like, bro, my mind is going nuts.
It's all over the place.
Well, dude, I made a mind, and I did not get far with this. Just that I didn't have the time to build it out. But you can connect your mind to your fantasy league, so it can help you manage stuff. There are permissions you can give it where it can help set your lineup. Maybe at the very minimum, can keep you aware of like the trade wire, so they will tap into all of that stuff, right? And it gets so wild. And just in that vein of talk, just stay tuned. There's some cool announcements coming out, like in that general world. Yeah. So I'll just say it like that.
Okay. Yeah, because I took Crypto Slam for a spin, but this one I like. When we do have guests on, I like to look at one thing, but then have them tell me everything I need to know, as opposed to me trying to figure it out. And I'm blown away by this. Like, this is great. Just the simple fact that you don't even call them agents either, and you call them mines, and and that you can sell their skills. And it's
I love this marketplace. This bizarre.
Yeah,
it's bizarre, full of mines with tools, skills, and apps. Absolutely brilliant. Huda, you touched on something very interesting, and we get a lot of NFT kind of enthusiasts, founders come onto the show and they watch back on replays. How possibly do you think this NFT projects could benefit with such a tool like this? Because you touched on something earlier on, right? Just want to pick your brains on how do you think they can potentially maximize the use of Etherswarm?
There's a few ways. I think about this a lot because, I mentioned before, NFTs are my favorite part. They just are. Look, I think you could take an NFT and you can give it a soul. A mind as a soul. And there's a lot of people experimenting with this already, right? You got your NFT. Can you attach it to an AI agent? I think this is very much that. Have an NFT. Maybe you gate access to a new species of minds by the NFT. So let's say the Bored Apes want to give all their holders an AI agent. Well, let's give them 10,000 minds, each one tied to their NFT. Something like that I think would be cool. And especially because these have so much utility in the NFT world too, right? We've got, we have this plugged into the OpenSea MCP server, right? So mines can mint on OpenSea, they can list for you, they can make bids, right? They all have their own wallets. So anything on OpenSea they can do. They're plugged into art blocks. So very similar stuff over there. They can pull market data, they can pull collection info. Just again, anything that a trader would do, a mine just autonomously can do for you, with your rules and your instructions. Don't do this without my approval. It won't do it without your approval. But if you want to just let it go ham, let it go ham. They will get to the point where they're able to mint their own NFTs too. These mines will, right? We will have them at a point, and this is something we're working on, where they could write smart contracts, right? And it's not going to be as good as a dev yet, who knows what they're doing writing it, but they will eventually get there where they can write just phenomenal code, write phenomenal contracts. They'll get there. But I talked to Henry about this a lot because, again, I want Kongs doing something with mines. And I keep thinking of their play and collect game. I'm like, dude, I would love to see you take play and collect and bring it back from, kind of the dead right now. It just doesn't exist. But build that out where it's an agentic story where people use a mind. They talk to it. So it's almost like an old school text game. They talk to their mind. It goes out on an adventure. That adventure is crafted behind the scenes through these minds and through these skills. And along the way, they find artifacts. They find weapons. They find, they run into other minds while they're out there. And with the play and collect game, it was a game of kind of chance. You would send them out and you just sit there and wait, right? It's not that interactive. You click a button, they go on an adventure. They come back, and sometimes they come back with some currency. Sometimes they come back with, again, gear. Sometimes they come back with nothing. I'm like, do that agentically. Do it as a story. And I think that makes it as this cool, interactive agentic story that you get to kind of live and play. Where you can take it a step further is mines can make websites. Minds can make comic books. Minds can do all this creative stuff. So it's like after the day of adventure, what if it prints out a comic book, right? That then your collectors can collect, or boy, they can build games now too. So what if it starts actually developing it into mini games too? There's so much to do. Again, I think we're only scratching the surface of what it could do. To go back to that question though, what could an NFT person do with it? All the NFT trading tools, but again, I selfishly want to see NFTs tied to an AI agent or to a mind. I just want that because I think it belongs together. I just look at the mind as the soul of an NFT of your PFP. I want that so badly.
That would be very interesting, Teddy. That would be very interesting. And I think I can't remember the project name, Teddy. I think we were both in it. They had some kind of trading kind of bot that was attached to the NFT, and it would go away and trade for you and stuff like that.
Makers, AI, Makers.
Makers, that's it. Yeah. They go away and they do some trading on your behalf and whatnot. But this is kind of, this is a different level, Teddy. This is actually a different level with the benefit of having Bazaar, of having learning. The mind's able to go and learn different skills, integrate with different apps, and take it to the next level.
Well, no, I mean, not only that, bro, but it's just like, I have my PFP that I have on X, and that is, me representing that PFP. But this is letting that PFP live on its own and be itself and have its own life, which is crazy to me. And it may do something completely different from what I could even think of. So I'm just blown away by really your mind is the only limit, because that's what I'm seeing. I'm like, what would my PFP do if it had a soul, if it had a mind? It might say Web3, I'm out, and go do something else. So I'm just curious as to what it would do, it's just crazy. Can you remove skills?
Yes.
If you're okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got
Yep. If you find one that's either it's costing too much cognition because it's like just a real meaty skill, or something you just don't need, or what? Yeah, you can unequip, re-equip as many times as you want. Absolutely.
I think this is the next evolution of NFTs, because giving NFTs a soul is pretty much what we want to do. It's kind of what we are doing when we're in Discord, and we're doing, we're having fun in Discord, and we're making fun of each other and having a good old time, and just, doing the whole locker room thing in Discord. To this is the next step, man. I'm blown away.
Yeah.
Collectors will always collect. I think the meme craze, it's going to be there and whatnot, but collectors will always collect. We've been collecting from the beginning of time, and we will not stop collecting, especially in this digital landscape. So to me, giving your NFT a soul, wow. I mean, I'm still trying to grasp that right now.
I just picture that's where it's going anyways, right? And there's new tokens, there's new token standards, over on Ethereum that allow that, again, literally linking an agent to an NFT. And I just think that's going to get normalized here. And again, if I believe, and I really do, that these AIs are just going to be independent beings, like, let's give them that face. Let's give them that front end, right? Give them their PFP, and that is then their body, and that's them, and let them live.
Yo,
it's gonna get weird, dude. It's gonna get real weird out there.
Yeah, I'm here for it though, bro. I'm here for all of it. Watching the Jetsons and whatnot as a kid, and all these futuristic shows, and you're like, okay, where are the flying cars yet? Oh, they're almost here. But this is even things that we weren't even thinking about when we were kids, and now that it's on the doorstep and it's actually here, you don't want to miss out. You don't want to be the boomer or the old guy who's like, nah, that'll never take off. Like, bro, it's taking off. Yeah. You're gonna get left behind if you're not dialed in at all. In some way, shape, or form. You don't have to be like, yo, I'm on it all the time. But if you don't have some sort of pulse of what's going on here, you will get left behind 100%.
1000%. You're right.
100. This is amazing, man. I'm in parts. I'm lost for words. I've got questions.
Truly, bro.
It's crazy. It's mind blowing. Put it that way. But Huda, we are gonna kind of slowly move it over to our next segment, which is called the rapid fire round.
Oh, shit.
But before we do, I'll give Taddy a couple of minutes to pull up some questions we've already kind of got saved in their channel in our Discord.
Yeah, prep. That's the prep he was talking about, brother.
Love it.
That's the prep. Huda, talk to us about your NFT journey specifically, right? So, right from the beginning, do you remember? I'm sure you do. The first mint you took place, what community you joined, and obviously now the Kongs are over in Solana as well. How have you found Solana, or have you previously kind of dabbled in Solana before Dumpster came across? Talk to us, brother.
Right. First NFT mint was probably something in NFT boxes. So back with the Pranksy collection, right? Just starting to get my feet wet with some art there. And kind of stayed mostly in that vein of art. That's, one of my favorite things to collect. When FX Hash on Tezos was a thing, I was all over it. I did crazy over there. Just love the art space. I learned how to love art because of NFTs. I didn't, I was always interested in it, but I didn't understand it. And this space taught me how. But I love the PFP stuff. I love all of it. I love the interesting stuff. I like the cool, clever mechanic stuff of it all. Solana is always going to be one of my biggest regrets that I did not get in there early, right? Like I saw it. I thought I was just fine enough on ETH. I maybe didn't believe in the Solana ecosystem early. All the while, like, a core part of our team are OG Solana guys, right? Work on projects there. Some of the, some really like respected projects over there. They were telling us they're like, guys, Solana, you need to be over here and you need to be paying attention. You need to be doing the NFT thing. And dude, I didn't for the longest time. Here and there, I collected stuff, right? I've had Bodagos and I've had some art over on Solana. I'm trying to think of some other cool stuff I've had. Like I've certainly played Solana over the past couple of years, but not like I should have. And it is one of my biggest regrets is not going hard over in that ecosystem because it's great. It's a great ecosystem for NFTs.
What was the collection that was like shouting out at you that you think, damn, I wish I had got that. I got in early, or I wish I was part of that community. Is there any kind of particular kind of communities or NFT projects that, you missed out on?
Yeah, two in particular. I think SMB. Just felt like my vibe. So definitely them, and like, dude, of course, Cleanosaurs. Like, of course, them. They're so good. Those guys are so good. They're so special. Like, we're so lucky to have them representing, the NFT space where the way they are.
100%.
Those two, and of course, I love the Mad Lads too, right? But that's not one in high like that. I feel the same way as I do with SMB and with Kalanos. Those two are elite. So, a couple examples there.
No, definitely SMB. I mean, me and Taddy love the SMB Gen 2 ones. We absolutely love what they got going on there with Monkey DAO and everything. Definitely lucky to have them and Cleanosaurs representing Solana, but NFTs in general as well. I think that's the key point. But Huda, I am going to hand it over to Taddy, who is going to fire some rapid fire questions at you. And the purpose of this is to answer those questions as quickly as possible within 10 seconds. But I'm going to hand it over to Taddy. And
your gut will never fail you. So
Okay.
if you're thinking about it, then you're playing it wrong. I got one question before we hop into rapid fire. Any NFT attached with Ethos Sworn anytime soon? Like, has that been on the radar? You guys talked about that at all?
I think no.
Okay.
But I'll say that just because I want to see them attached to NFTs, I think there's always a maybe there. So.
Okay. All right, Huda, let's get into it. Rapid fire. You got 10 seconds. Answer with your gut. You can't go wrong. Most underrated NFT project.
V1 Punks.
He's on it. He's ready to go. Favorite founder in all of Web3.
Henry the Great.
Okay. Most overhyped mint ever. Any chain.
It's got to be Moonbirds.
Okay. In your wallet, you hold a Cyberkongs, you hold an SMB, and you hold a Bored Ape. Burn one, flip one, stake one.
Burn one. SMB.
Okay.
Stake Kong. What was the other one?
Bored Ape.
Yeah, Bored Ape.
What was the choice though for it? Like, what is that?
Burn one, stake one, flip one.
Flip. I think that was perfect. Then we flipped the Bored Ape, we staked the Kong, and SMB. No disrespect, I just I just don't have that connection.
Okay, fair enough. Most memorable rug.
Damn, dude. I might not get to the. Whew.
Too many to even remember.
I think so few for me. You know what?
shit,
Like it's
let's
weird.
go. Let's
I'm.
go.
I don't trade a ton. Like I'm very selective. Dude, I don't. I'm gonna draw a blank here.
Hey, we will move on to the next.
Can you
man.
answer that for me? You give me yours.
My most memorable rug, I guess, Balloonsville, probably.
100%. I was
Yeah.
gonna say that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it, dude. I should have. This should have. Pixel Vault.
Pixel Vault. Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. All right.
Punk's comic. G Funk. Rugger. Hoo, hoo, hoo.
Fucking ruggers. Oh man. If you could lead any NFT project, what would it be?
V1 Punks.
Okay, it's come up a few times now. How about name a current NFT project that hasn't fully reached its potential?
V1 Punks.
Okay. What is your go-to wallet for Web3?
Oh, this is embarrassing. Still MetaMask.
Hey, hey, let's go. If you could take over any Twitter handle, whose would it be?
CryptoBats.
Okay. Mount Rushmore of NFT founders, 4 in total.
We'll do 4 in total. Okay, so it will be Henry the Grape. It will be I don't know if I would go Garga. Would it be Garga or Gordon Goner? You know, one of the Bored Ape guys. It's got to be one of those two.
Okay.
It's gonna be this gets real hard real quick. It'll be Cab from Claynosaurus and then Luca.
Okay. Nice list. Nice list. Which cold storage wallet do you prefer?
None of the normal ones will go air-gapped iPhone device used for nothing other than that.
Oh, shit, look, we're gonna have to find out what the hell.
That's
that
a first.
is. Let's
Yeah.
go.
There we go.
Yep.
Let's go. Favorite account to follow for the latest news in crypto?
It's gotta be Tyler did it.
Okay. Most opinionated person on CT.
It might be Henry.
Okay. I got this one. ETH price prediction 1st of January 2027.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Let's go 3,500.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
Let's go. And you, sir, have survived rapid fire. bro.
All right.
Good job.
Let's fucking go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, I love rapid fire. You know, the
That's
kind of
great.
putting people on the spot, and there and then, you kind of see how their mind is ticking and the answers they give. But you absolutely walked through that,
Oh,
brother.
he
So
slayed it.
Dude.
Slayed it.
You made it
GG.
easy. Great questions. And I'm gonna shill V1 Punks again. I think it's so important. I just gotta. Are you familiar with them?
no, talk to us.
Okay,
Talk to
and
us.
I'll make it so simple. The most underrated collection in all of NFTs. I was talking this week. I said if there's one asset in crypto, doesn't matter if we're talking tokens or NFTs, the one asset I would go all in as many as I could and feel 100% sure in 10 years I'm going to be doing great. It's V1 Punks. It is okay. CryptoPunks we know, right?
Yeah.
That first iteration of CryptoPunks was V1 Punks, right? Bug in the contract. When people tried to sell them, they lost their NFT. They also lost the ETH that was spent to buy their NFT. The current punks are copies. They're official. They are the official CryptoPunks, but they are copies. V1s were the first minted CryptoPunks. This is all on chain. Everybody knows this now. They're on chain, Larva Labs contract, all that. I think they are the error print of CryptoPunks, the first edition of CryptoPunks. I think they are the most special NFT out there.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
on OpenSea right now looking at them because it was the first I've heard of it. And I'm like, okay, I get it. A little
They're-
history as well.
They're 2 ETH right now. They got as high as 30 ETH last cycle. Most people still don't know about them, and they will.
Wow.
Okay. That's the 4th time he's mentioned them, Luck.
Special.
Yeah.
What's
I mean, hey,
special?
I've got a feeling he likes them, Daddy.
I'm not shilling my bags. I have one. I would own 100 if I could. I have one. Most special NFT out there.
Bro, you can show your bags all you want. Let's fucking go. I show my bags all the time.
I love it.
Yo, Huda, it's been absolutely brilliant having you on, brother. Thank you so much for taking the time out, hanging with me and Teddy, and just giving us a breakdown on your past and what you're working on now. Give us a kind of roundup in terms of what to expect from Huda, and obviously please do show the streams you do, because absolutely brilliant.
Appreciate that, dude. My streams on the weekend, you'll find me over on my YouTube channel and on my X account. It's called Inside NFTs. It's super degen. There's no format. There's no nothing. It's me vibing, just talking about anything and everything crypto and NFTs. So Inside NFTs is that channel. You'll find me. I'm in between show formats right now and trying just ideating on what this new one is. But that stream, Monday through Friday, maybe it's once a week right now, it's on EthosSwarm. So you'll find that on the EthosSwarm account. And then you'll also find me on Wednesdays co-hosting the CyberKong's official show called The Chart Monkeys. No show this week. Henry's having knee surgery. Hope he, boy, it's going to be rough, but he'll do it. He'll get through it. He's a tough guy. Yeah, those are the shows. Love them. Dig them.
Go. Oh, Teddy, this has been amazing, man. An insight into Crypto Slam, which is goated. These two websites I've bookmarked, and I'm sure you have as well, Teddy. So it's something new. I love learning new things. I think you come across and you talk to people and they bring new stuff to the table. Not everything we kind of take on board, but these two websites definitely I've bookmarked. Going to be keeping an eye on Crypto Slam as well as...
Bro, I don't even remember Crypto Slam after EthosSwarm, bro. EthosSwarm has my head spinning, bro. And I
guys, that's awesome. Here's what we got to do afterwards. We're in DMs. Let me set you up if you're interested with a mind or two, and let me get them loaded up with Cognition so you guys can play around and see if it can help you with content or just help you with strategizing or maybe with trade. Let me get you set up so you can play and just see if they can help you out a bit.
100%.
Yeah, I'm blown away and feeling like I'm late, but feeling like I'm early at the same time. And just loving every aspect of it. Like the mind is the limit. So it's like,
there we go.
Then you have no excuses. Like, well, I guess my mind just doesn't have any creativity.
There you go. You're gonna learn a lot about yourself using these things.
You're like, I'm just pretty much a cardboard box.
Yep.
Oh wow.
But yeah, go for it, Teddy.
No, I just want to say thank you, man. It's been a great stream, and not only that, like you've been doing this for a minute. Lucky and I are new kids on the block, and just for you to pull up and just vibe with us, man. It means a lot to us because people can turn us down. People turn us down all the time, but the ones that rock up and we vibe with, you guys got a special place in our heart, and this definitely falls in that line, that category. So thank you so much, man, for taking time out of your day to rock up with us, bro.
Dude,
looking forward to having you on again, maybe in the future as well.
Oh yeah, I'll say that anytime you guys want. Never will you get a no. Always down to chat with you guys. I think you're great, and I think you're going places if you stick with this thing. So like, GG's to you guys. Really, really good, really fun stream, by the way, guys. Like fun. Really dig
appreciate that. Appreciate that, Huda, man. Quick shout out to Henry. Hopefully the surgery goes well, and I'm sure we'll drop him a little DM of support. When is that? Huda, is it on the weekend or next week?
Wednesday. So it's coming.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Okay, a couple of days away. We'll drop him a message.
His Bills play my Rams week 1 too, and I was gonna do a friendly wager with him, but I might have to step back just because he's having knee surgery.
That might keep his mind occupied a bit. Okay. You might want to, and he's gonna be in a different kind of shape. He might not be thinking clearly. Maybe you can get a little more out of it.
Hey, look at that! I like that. I like that. Let's do it.
That's alpha right there. That's alpha right there.
Yep.
When the bloodline drops alpha, Teddy, you got to take that on board.
Listen, brother. He's younger brother, yeah?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Got it. Nice.
Right, Huda, thank you so much, brother.
Yes,
I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you once again for tuning in. Thank you to our viewers, Teddy, who always rock up and show support. And for people that are listening back on repeat, drop your comments in the comment section, and maybe we can get Huda to answer any questions you may have. He's definitely a type of person I believe he would come back and answer questions. But Taddy, we're back again on Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Floor Watch, a lot of things to cover in the NFT space, and by then the Primals Mint would have be open. It will be open, Teddy.
Yeah, and hope maybe even closed too, brother. You never know.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping for the one of ones, Teddy. I know you've got brilliant mint luck on Solana.
Oh, there's 25 of them too. So yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's fucking go. Right, chaps. Let's do this. Let's close this out, and yeah, we'll catch you viewers on Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Peace.
Take care. Take care. Peace.